Reina Kubota predictions, when in fact it is the woman you all want to see her fight. It is Rina Panchan Rina, however you want to say her name in whichever order. It was one way and now it's the other. So Panchan week, you guys. Are you excited? Get your popcorn ready. I know Centro is always getting it nice and popped and ready as we get looking at one of the best strikers out there. Of course, kickboxing specifically. And here come the comments already. James saying, yes, love Panchan. Jimmy Panchan, friend of the podcast, of course. Alvin says he also loves Panchan. All right, let's pull it on up. Get on into it. Just a mini breakdown, though. I should tell you guys to hold your excitement. Not super extensive, but better than nothing. Just a mini one. Ghost giving us a little appetizer, maybe for something in the future. Just a little present before the holidays, you could say. As it is, Rina Panchan mini tactics study, he says. Without further ado, adieu. This is a study of some of the tactics that Rina Panchan uses that can be applied in an MMA context. The lead leg front kick allows Panchan to set distance and get into boxing range and also establish her lead knee pickup feint. Panchan throws a lead front kick that misses but lands in boxing range. Panchan uses her lead front kick when she reads that her opponent is in the air. This allows her to score as well as deal damage with an easy kick to throw. And this is from the Siwoo Park fight. What do you know? Wonderful. Picking the lead knee up is a useful feint in MMA since it allows you to cross a large distance as well as get a reaction from your opponent. And as we know, Panchan is one of the best distance managers out there. Picking the lead knee up as a feint. Panchan also likes to use the rear front kick while her opponents are resetting or out of stance. Oof, almost a throat front kick there. Here comes another one to Momoka. Just picked up her first win in Ryzen a couple weeks ago. Punching off kicks is a great tactic that Panchan uses, frequently a tactic that should be used more in MMA. The fear of the takedown, though, my friend. Opponent's high guard goes down in reaction to the kick. Rear hand lands as Panchan retracts her leg. Punching off kicks is a great tactic since the opponent has to react to the kick before I'm going too quickly. Punching off kicks is a great tactic since the opponent has to react to the kick before defending the punch. Lead post allows Panchan to line up her rear hand while shutting down the opponent's offense. Smack. Rear low kick draws out the opponent's lead hook. Panchan lands a rear straight before the opponent's lead hook. Rear post sets up the low kick off the break. Opponent tries to catch the open side body kick, which leaves her open for Panchan's rear straight. Panchan lands clean with her rear straight. Bringing step feint and lead knee pickup together in one sequence. Step feint forces a reaction. The opponent widens her base and pulls back. Step feint also allows Panchan to close the distance without her opponent realizing. Throw away inside low kick to draw out the opponent's kick. Hip hinge allows Panchan to maintain her balance. Opponent looking low allows Panchan to defend with ease. Makes it too obvious. Retracting the lead leg is a great defense after a low kick since it gets the opponent out of position while Panchan can step into the counter. See Sabina Mazo breakdown for more details. There you go. Call back to one of the earlier Fan of Punch breakdowns. Colombian Queen. Got a playlist for all these if you want to check them out. Bringing the lead knee up is a good way to jam kicks, as Panchan demonstrates here. Lands a rear straight while the opponent is out of position. Pow! Outside foot position from open stance. Also, Panchan has the opponent on the fence, lead foot lined up, or outside opponent's lead foot. Panchan ends the combination with a high kick. This prevents future ideas of head movement from the opponent. No, Rain, I did not have a wet dream or cream my pants, in quotes, making this breakdown. Get your head out of the gutter, big boy. Holy shit, this ghost might be a psychic or a Nostradamus descendant. Because one of you guys said that earlier, which leads to my questions. Why are fans more obsessed with Panchan's looks than her skills? Oh boy, what a question that is. Besides Reina, are there any other examples like this in MMA where the female fighter is actually talented but gets more attention due to her appearance? Clearly, Panchan is very talented, but that talent seems to be overshadowed by her looks. That's a deep one, Ghost. You're cutting deep here. I mean, maybe not too deep, because we do know how the MMA and just combat sports community is in general, where unfortunately, when it comes to the women athletes, there may be a bit of misogyny or sexism, not so much equality. We've seen it time and time again over the course of many, many years, whether it's from fans or what have you. I mean, if you look at women's boxing, for example, they don't even have the same amount of time in their rounds as the men. Why not? Why not? Frank Gore and Darren Williams this past week. What was that? Not yesterday, but Saturday. They had more time in their rounds than Amanda Serrano and Miriam Gutierrez. So put that into perspective. Either way, in the case specifically of Panchan and asking why fans are more obsessed with her looks than her skills, might simply just be due to the lack of depth in kickboxing compared to MMA. But I think from a casual perspective and an eye-catching perspective, which is kind of essentially the same thing here, it's something that you can much more easily have an opinion on than the talent of somebody. So let's say someone has never seen or doesn't watch fights very often, like, oh wow, who's that very easy to look at fighter? And they're good. Maybe that's that can often be a thing that will draw the attention in. And when there's not many of them, maybe, which I'm not saying that's the case with kickboxing, in my opinion, but could be of many others. I think it's maybe just mostly a depth thing in terms of individuals and talent overall in kickboxing, unfortunately. But that's obviously an answer that's obviously a question that does not have one specific concrete answer, Ghost. But he also asks, besides Reina, are there any other examples like this in MMA where the female fighter is actually talented but gets more attention due to her appearance? I don't know if I would necessarily say that's the case with Reina, but other examples in MMA where the female fighter is actually talented, but gets more attention due to her appearance. Oops, sorry, hit the mic. Let's see. Oops, accidentally hit that as well. We're all over the place. Um, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts here in the comments as well, but off the top of my head, since I don't ever look at it that way, since that's not how my brain works, it is tough for me to think of somebody right away here. I don't think that would be Reina though, because everyone knows how much of a badass and talented striker, and just fighter that she is. But more attention for their appearance, but actually being talented and like very, actually legitimately talented. There are some easy answers here, which I know some of you are probably thinking, if you are listening, watching, whatever it may be, the obvious ones. But in terms of fighters who have really gone as far as, let's say, a Reina or a Panchan in kickboxing, that's tough. That's a very tough question. I don't know if there are that many. You could maybe say Misha. But I don't know. That's a tough question for me to answer because, like I said, I just don't think that way ever about it. And in terms of seeing how other people treat it, I don't know. That's a tough one. Let's see what you guys think. But that was the Rina Panchan breakdown for the 20th installment of the Phantom Punch breakdown.